Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a January 2020 photo card collection video, as well as kind of go over my collection plans for the rest of the year, so I at least put it out into the world and make it happen. So we're going to start off with my Got7 collection. Got7 are my top alt group, and I've kind of made an insane decision to collect OT7, and I don't know how I'm gonna survive, but I just love them too much to collect one or two members. I have to collect the whole group if I'm gonna collect Got7, so hopefully it goes okay. So my collection starts at flight log departure, and I haven't really been working on any of the albums from flight log departure to about 7 for 7. No, probably, I haven't even tried to collect anything and present you. That's too wild for me. But for flight log departure, I pulled Jin Young's card, and there's only one photo card set for flight log departure, so hopefully that will go a lot easier. Then we have flight log turbulence. I have a JB and a Young J making photo card, and then for flight log arrival, I have JB's selfie card. Now for flight log turbulence and flight log arrival, I'm only gonna collect one of the 3 sets because you only pull one photo card in each album. So I'll only collect the photo card set with the photo card that I pulled, just to make life easier for me. Seems how I have 10 photo card sets to complete and present you and me. Then we move on to JJ Project Verse 2. I have JB's selfie card, Jin Young's baby card, and Jin Young's clear card. Now, I'm not going to focus on subunits in my collection just yet. I want to try and get caught up on the group releases, and then hopefully I can start working on subunits. Then for 7 for 7, I have Mark and Jackson so far. I just pulled those in my album. Then 7 for 7 present edition, I bought a Mark card, so hopefully that collection can start filling itself out a little bit, but I'm not going to collect the group cards because that's a little bit insane. There's like a bajillion of them. Then we move on to Eyes on You. I finally just bought the last version of Eyes on You that I was missing, so hopefully I can start with that collection soon. Then we move on to Present You and Present You and Me. I'm gonna buy another version of Present You, and then hopefully I can start working on photo card sets. But I think 10 sets might be a little bit impossible for me. So I might only collect 7 of the 10 sets for both of these albums. I'm not too sure, but I still do have 2 more sets of Present You to buy. And then we have Just 2. Again, same sort of thing. I'm not gonna focus on collecting the subunits just yet. I need to catch up everywhere else. Now we move on to Spinning Top, and I'm working on this collection actively right now. I have a couple more black border cards coming in, and then hopefully I can start finishing this set. That's how I like to collect my sets. I like to go set by set, not necessarily just buying random cards whenever. I like to only focus on one set at a time, and hopefully that will help. Then we have the Cheek Pinch set, which is almost done. I have Bam Bam and Yu-Gi-Oh on the way, and I'm only missing Jin Young, so hopefully things happen quickly with that one and I can find that card and finish it. Then we have the set where they spell Eclipse, and I have completed it. I've had it completed for a long time. Then we move on to You Calling My Name. This is the name tag set. It's almost done. I only have 3 more. I only have 3 more cards to buy, and I do have another album coming. I decided to just buy a 5th album because the photo cards are so expensive anyway. So I do have another album coming, and hopefully that'll help me fill out this collection a little bit more. Then these are the other cards I pulled in my album. I have like a decent mix of sets, so hopefully I can complete these before the next comeback. That's my goal with Got7, to at least finish Spinning Top and Call My Name before the next comeback, whenever that's happening. But they're also releasing like a mysterious 7 edition in February that no one knows what it is, so who knows what's gonna happen. These are my non-album cards, so I have these 2 cards from Eyes on You World Tour DVD, and then this card from the 5th fan meeting. And these are freebies from K-Market 01. Then we have the bigger items, so these are the postcards from Present You. These are the triangle cards from 7 for 7, regular and present edition. Then we have pictures from Flight Log Turbulence, pre-order cards, so these are from Present You. And these are from Spinning Top. And these are from You Calling My Name. I only kept one of my 4 pre-order cards because they just bulk up your binder, and I'm not really one who likes a bulky binder. But this was my favorite set, so I decided to keep it. Then we have Bam Bam's poster from Eyes on You. Yu-Gi-Oh's pre-order stickers from Eyes on You, and the boarding pass from Departure. I pulled Jin Young and Yu-Gi-Oh for that. Then we move on to my second alt boy group, who is SHINee. I started collecting SHINee at the beginning of the Story of Light series. That's when I started collecting K-pop albums in general. I was like, I must support SHINee. And then just, it got way out of control, and now I buy for way too many groups. So anyway, this is episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and epilogue. And then this is a freebie, Taemin freebie gift that I got, I think, with my Super M albums. I don't collect SHINee right now, mainly because they're just such an old group. There are so many photo cards, and even then, I find that with the groups I am collecting right now, it's just too overwhelming to try and put in another group, because I don't have a bias in SHINee. I would have to collect OT5. Or all of, not OT5 necessarily for Story of Light, but I would have to collect all of the members, and that's too much for me right now. I can't handle that, but we'll see what happens. These are a sticker set from View era. Then we move on to New East. So over on this side, I have the poster that came with the table. I pulled JR. And then we have our other photo cards. So I keep my New East photo cards with New East W, same sort of thing as Got7, subunits, and the full group all go together. Again, I don't collect New East right now, but they are my third alt boy group, and I would love to collect them, but I would have to collect OT5. And that, again, too much. I can only handle collecting one full group. And right now that group's Got7, and it is far too much. So we start with Who You from New East W, and I have JR's little mirror card, Aaron's regular photo card, Awaken, Baeko. I only pulled Minhyun for my Happily Ever After albums, which is fine because he was gone for so long. I missed him. I don't mind having his photo cards. And then I pulled all Baeko for the table, which again is fine. I love Baeko. No issues with that. Then we move into the bigger items from Happily Ever After and Awaken. And then we move on to Red Velvet, who are my first alt girl group. So for Red Velvet, it's an interesting situation right now. My bias is Sulgi. I want to collect Sulgi, but I don't pull anyone other than Wendy and Joy. I have never pulled any other member. I have one more version of day 3 of the Red Velvet Festival coming, so hopefully I'll pull a different member. Not that I hate Joy, I just would like a little variety in my Red Velvet photo cards. But this year I would really love to work on building up my Sulgi collection. And I have an issue when it comes to pretty much any group. I love all the members of any group I collect, so I never want to trade away cards to get my bias. And I find that happens not only with Red Velvet, but also with Twice. I have a really hard time trading photo cards and just letting go of other members. So I don't think I would be able to trade any of these photo cards for Sulgi, which means I would have to buy Sulgi. And Red Velvet photo cards aren't exactly the cheapest all the time. So we'll see what happens there. Red Velvet is also a group that I would love to collect OT 5 for, but again, I'm collecting OT7 Got7, and then we'll see what's happening over with Twice pretty soon, and one member for Red Velvet is more than enough. So I have Wendy from the Perfect Velvet, then I have Wendy's clear card and Joy's photo card from Summer Magic. I have a limited edition, Joy from RBB, Wendy for Red Velvet Festival Day 1 and Yuri's ticket, Joy for Day 2 and her ticket, and then Joy for Day 3 from the finale version. I do have the scrapbook version on the way, so hopefully I'll pull another member. I would really love to get Sulgi's photo card where she's crying glitter, but I don't know if that's possible. I'll probably just get a Joy card and it'll all be okay because I love all the members. Then we have pre-order gifts from Kmarket 01 on eBay and the bigger album inclusions. So Joy's Polaroid from Day 2 and Joy's postcard from Finale. Then we move on to my Twice collection, which recently went through a change. I was originally collecting 3 members of Twice: Mina, who was my first bias, Jihyo, and Chewy. However, Feel Special, I just got way too overwhelmed. 10 photo cards from each member. I can't do that. And then I'm like, oh, I won't collect gold cards, but that's still 9 photo cards for each member, linked in with the fact that I don't like to trade photo cards. It becomes very difficult to collect 3 members that way. You have to buy every other photo card, and it's just far too much. So I am only collecting Mina right now, and then hopefully once I get my Mina collection filled out a bit more, I'll be able to focus on Jihyo and Chewy and get their collections better. I don't necessarily need to collect all the photo cards from them, but I would love to be able to at least finish a few sets of photo cards. So for Twice, I don't collect anything before Heart Shaker, so Merry and Happy, just because that was the era I got into Twice, and I don't necessarily care about anything before that, except for maybe those Lane 2 like holographic photo cards. Those are so pretty, but those would be the only pre-Heart Shaker photo cards that I would consider collecting. So we have Mina and Jihyo for Merry and Happy, Chewy for What Is Love. She's my only What Is Love card right now because I don't actually own that album. I only traded for that card. Then we have Yes or Yes, which I have not started to work on at all. Fancy. I pulled a lot of Che in the Fancy album, so I traded a couple of her cards for some Feel Special cards. And then we move into the Feel Special collection. So right now I have only a couple more cards to collect for Mina. I think 3 more cards. Yeah, 3 more cards, because I'm not going to collect her gold card. But her 3 cards that I'm missing are not really my favorite, so I don't know if I'm gonna bother picking them up, but we'll see. I guess it just depends on whether or not they come cheap. We'll find out. Then we have Geo's gold card, which is what I pulled. And then I have another Chewy card on the way. I bought it in an auction before I decided I wasn't gonna collect Geo and Chewy anymore. So I traded for these 2 cards, and I'm kind of like, as much as I want to collect them, I just need to focus on Mina. And then these are my other 2 cards that I pulled in my album, which I just can't bear to part with. I love this Che card, and I like this Momo card. I have an issue. I can't trade all members. I can't trade members away. I love them all. It's an issue. It really causes me to spend a lot more money than I need to. But it's okay. I don't care. Then I have Mina's Lenticular from Fancy, sticker set from Fancy, and Daehyun's lyric book from Feel Special. Now moving on, these are the other girl groups that I buy albums from. They're not alt groups. So Twice is my last alt group. Everything before Twice in this binder is an alt group. Everything after is just groups I like. So we have Fromis 9. These are from their Fun Factory albums. Fromis 9 is a group I would love to collect, especially Serum, but I need to get my other collection sorted out before I can even think about collecting Fromis 9. They're crazy high up on my bias list, but I just can't collect any more groups right now, not until I get at least Got7 sorted out, which is a never-ending story. Then we have ITZY from their It's Icy album. I think that's what it was called. I love this Ryujin card. It's so pretty. Then Aeon from Saturday, and then my Cherry Bullet cards. Another group that's super high up on my bias list. I love them. It makes me so sad that they lost 3 members. That makes me so sad, but I'll be looking forward to their next comeback. I really miss them. And Fromis 9 too. I miss Fromis 9. Give me a comeback. Give me a Cherry Bullet comeback and a Fromis 9 comeback. Maybe not in February because I'm a little busy then. There's lots of stuff happening in February. But I mean, like, maybe just a little bit. I would love something from them. Then we have Lee Hi. This is from her newest album. I really liked it. I really liked her. I'm glad she's free from the YG basement. And I can't wait for her to sign somewhere and give us some new music. Yay, Lee Hi. Love her. Then we move on to my boy groups. Again, these are boy groups that I like and I buy albums from, but I don't necessarily buy every album from, and I don't collect any of the photo cards for any of these groups. I just keep what I pull. So we start with my AB6 and the boys page. Both of these groups are really high up on my bias list. I love both these groups. I adore them, and I can't wait for both of their comebacks in February. It's too much. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it, but that's okay. And Rocket Punch is also having a comeback in February, and I'm really excited for that. The only reason I didn't buy their last album is because I cannot stand albums that come in bags. I hate it so much. So I didn't buy the album because I hated that packaging. But I'm really excited for their comebacks, and I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to the boys, and I'm kind of sad that Fall is gone because he was my bias, but oh well, I'll find a new bias. I love them too much to let one member leaving keep me from loving them, but it'll all be alright. Then we have their postcards. So we have Kevin from Bloom Bloom and Eric from DDD. Is that what that album was called? I don't even know. I'm so bad with album names. I am aware. Then we move on to my Day 6 collection. Again, I really love them. I don't necessarily buy every album from them, but I still listen to their music all the time. Again, I don't have a bias. I just love all of the members and I just want to support them. And I don't really care who I pull because I love them all. Then we have their postcards. Then we move on to ATs. Now ATs, I have all of their albums up to episode Finn. That was the last album I bought from them. I'm just very overwhelmed with ATs. It seems like they're constantly having comebacks. I love them. I love the boys. But it's just too much. And when I have so many other groups that I also support, I have to kind of pick and choose what I buy from certain groups, especially when they release that much stuff. It's just the way it works. So we have episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, again in ATs. Don't collect any member, but Mingy is my bias. And then episode Finn. Don't have their last 2 comebacks, like I said. So that's their anniversary album. And what's this new album called? Like episode epilogue or something? I don't have it. I really like Answer, like really like the title track, but I just can't be spending that much money on one group, especially when there's so many other groups that I want to support. Still love them, still adore them, still want to buy their stuff. They just gotta slow down because I can't keep up. And then I just have a freebie card. Oh, it's insane. I don't know how those boys aren't like dying from exhaustion. They're everywhere. Then we move on to NCT. This page has every NCT unit on it. So we have NCT 2018, NCT Dream, which is my absolute favorite unit. Love them. Then we have Wavy. Again, absolutely love that unit. Yang Yang is my bias. I haven't bought their newest album yet, mainly because I think I'm thrown off by how easy it is to get. Like, I remember it took me 6 months to get Takeoff. But this new album, you could pre-order it, you could find it so easily, and I'm like, just give me 6 months. Give me 6 months and I'll pick it up. I still do want to pick it up because I love it. I think I just need some time because, again, so much happening in February and March. NCT 127 is having a comeback beginning of March. So we'll see how that goes. Again, NCT 127's here. Same sort of thing as ATs with NCT 127. I'm kind of just getting, I don't want to say bored with them, but I kind of am. So we'll see. Usually I pre-order NCT stuff, but their new album, I think I'm just gonna leave it a couple of weeks, see if I actually like the album before I buy it. But we'll see what happens there. Then 17. 17 is another one of those groups where you don't want to force yourself to buy an album. I don't want to force myself to buy an album from any of these groups. Like, I adore 17 and it makes me so sad not to buy every album of theirs. But I sometimes get disappointed with what they release, and that's totally fine. Oh, sorry about the weird glare. The sun came out for some reason. So I have You Made My Day. I skipped You Made My Dawn. I didn't like it. I find with 17, I either really like their albums or I just don't even care. And You Made My Dawn was kind of those albums, that album where I just didn't care and it makes me sad. But my philosophy going into 2020 is not to buy albums that I don't like. I cannot buy albums that I don't like. Even if I really love the group, if I don't like the album, I'm still gonna be so upset that I own it every time I look at it because I just don't like it. and I don't want to stress myself out over owning things that I don't like. But I really liked an ode, so I bought it. And I managed to pull Woozy and Vernon, and those are two of my biases. So very happy with that. Then these are the bigger things. And then we move on to Monster X. Again, another group that I absolutely love and adore, but I just don't want to force myself to buy stuff from them if I don't like it. So their latest album, Follow, I just don't like. And it was so hard for me not to buy it because after everything happened with Wano, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to buy it, I need to buy it, I need to support them. But at the same time, I don't want to buy it because I don't like it. And I feel bad because I didn't buy it, but I shouldn't feel bad because I don't like it. It's a weird thing with me. I don't want to own things that I don't like. And I shouldn't feel bad for not buying everything. These are the Polaroids from Are You There and We Are Here. Those are the two albums that I own. Then we move on to groups that I have albums for, but I don't have enough photo cards to warrant putting them on their own page. So Super Junior is one of my top groups. They should be way further ahead in my binder if this was being sorted by like favorites. It's not, but if it were, they would be way higher up in my binder. But I only have 2 photo cards from them, so I can't warrant wasting a whole page just for 2 photo cards. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But I absolutely adore. I adore Super Junior, and again, they're having another comeback, and I'm very excited for their comeback. But there's just so much. There's so many comebacks happening in such a short amount of time, and they're all from groups that I love, but I'm just... I need to figure out what I'm gonna buy. So then we have Super M. I was contemplating putting these cards with their groups. So like the Taemin card would go with my shiny stuff and the Taehyung card would go with my NCT stuff. But that's just way too weird for me to have photo cards split up that are supposed to go together. That's just way too much. So I put them in my binder together back here with my other SM groups that release 1 photo card per album. So then I have EXO. This is from Don't Mess Up My Tempo. It's Chen. Again, I didn't buy Obsession because I don't like that album, and it's mainly the packaging that stopped me from buying it because I hate bulky packaging. I do not have enough room to store bulky albums. That's also my issue with ATEEZ and AB6. They have very bulky packaging. Like AB6 and ATEEZ, between the two of them, take up a whole shelf on my bookshelf. It's just ridiculous, but I also don't really like that album. It's not my favorite musically from them, but that's okay. It's okay to not like everything from the groups you love. Then we have Card. I can't wait for them to release another physical album because I only have Ride on the Wind. Then we have B2B. This is from their Our Moment album. It's their last one that they've released as a group before enlistment. Then we have Stray Kids. This is from their Yellowwood album. That album is the album that made me stop pre-ordering from groups that I don't 100% trust. Because I want to like Stray Kids so much because I like every other JYP group consistently. But with Stray Kids, their music is far too up and down for me. Like, one comeback I'll absolutely love. The next I'll absolutely hate it. And their Miro comeback, Miro isn't my favorite song. The growling in the chorus throws me off. But the rest of the album I enjoyed. So I was like, oh, You know what? Maybe Stray Kids is turning a corner for me. Let me pre-order Yellowwood. And let me tell you, the second I listened to that album, because I listened to the album before I actually got the physical copy. Oh, I was so upset with myself. I'm like, Carly, why did you do this to yourself? I hate that album. Oh my goodness, I hate it. And it's nothing against Stray Kids because I want to like them so bad. And I know they have so many people that like them. They're just far too hit or miss for me. And I just can't commit my time and my money into a group that I feel so betrayed from every other comeback. I can't do that. So we'll see. Hopefully one day I love Stray Kids, but right now I just love the members of Stray Kids. I don't love their music, if that makes any sense. Then we have a Jackies, such an old group, like from the 90s, but I love them so much. G1 is my bias. Again, they're having a comeback right away. I haven't bought their album yet. I haven't bought anyone's album yet that's having a comeback in February. But there are just so many comebacks in February that I'm like freaking out. Because there's that Got7 7 edition, whatever that is. Rocket Punch, The Boys, AB6, Super Junior, Jackies. Like, I don't know who to buy. I'm so freaked out. But I'll figure it out. Honestly, Super Juniors is a repackage, and I don't necessarily buy repackages from anyone except my alt groups. So that one I'm probably not going to get. But I am very excited for the Jackies comeback. It'll probably be one that I listen to and I don't pick up the album for a while. But I do love them. Then we have Triple H, again, a subunit that I absolutely love, but will no longer exist, and that makes me sad. And then I just have a BTS freebie. BTS isn't a group that I collect, but it's cute, so I keep it. Then we have the postcards from Don't Mess Up My Tempo and NCT's Regular Irregular. And these are like pictures that I got in a subscription box, I think. I don't exactly know where they're from, but they were sealed and didn't come with a channel. Like, I was very confused putting these away because they did not come with a channel. And I thought I lost it. I didn't know what was going on, but I just didn't get one for him. And I'm very confused because I really like him, but it's okay. So then we have the pre-order benefit from Yellowwood and the postcard from the B2B album. And then behind them, we have the larger photo card from the pre-order benefits, and we have the large photo card from the B2B album. And then over here, we have the postcards that came in the Ride on the Wind album from Card. They're super cute. I would die for a card comeback. Please give it to me. So that's my collection right now at the end of January 2020. Hopefully I actually start working on some of these collections and making some progress. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!